This video will demonstrate how to set up iCW so that you can use your CW paddles or your key. What we're going to do is take the audio output from a typical keyer. I'm using the K1EL keyer, and on board that chip is a little output for audio for the sidetone. And I have that connected to one of the RCA jacks on the back of the case. And to hear what that sounds like, it's a pure square wave. And it's kind of raspy, and the edges are really sharp. And that's not too bad if you're going 20 words a minute, but when you're going up a little bit higher, you're going to really start to notice that there's going to be making a lot of noise. Sounds like a engine starting. You can hear a lot of bass in there too. So to get this down to where it sounds more like a sine wave, there's a free program called SDradio, and there's a bunch of other programs like this, but this is the one that I found it worked pretty easy. And what we're going to do is send the audio from the line-in jack of the sound card, which I'm using on my SoundMax, and send it to this program. And this light blue is the bandwidth filter, and that's going to filter out all the harmonics, which I'll demonstrate here in a second. One of the secrets to getting this volume right is to take this slider all the way down and then keep your cursor right on that button there. Hold down the control button and hit the arrow up key once, maybe twice. On the SDradio, you don't want it going above 2. You want it just a little bit below 2 on this S meter here. Otherwise you're going to get a little click or pop on every first note once it has a kind of an AG circuit in it. When it goes all the way down and comes back up to activate again, you're going to get a pop or a click on it. It won't do that if it's below. And I'll demonstrate that here in a second. So if you'll type that into Google, it'll probably take you to that website, which is right here. I'm using version 1. I haven't tested version 0.95 yet, so it might work just as well too. So go ahead and download that, get it installed and running, and then you'll need to go to the options once you get it up and running and click on select sound card. You want to get it from your motherboard sound card if you only have one sound card, and again we're going to click on line in jack, not the stereo mix or wave out, or the mic in. You can use mic in if that's all you have, but make sure you don't have microphone boost checked if you're going to do that. And again, you have to really watch that volume. It's got to be all the way to the bottom, then hold the cursor right on that little tab, hold down control and hit the arrow up once or twice, and there'll be plenty of volume. But you want to keep this low because sound cards are kind of noisy and it's going to bleed through otherwise, or it's going to be too loud. So I've got that selected for the line in, so make sure you select that. And then we're going to take the audio that we receive on SDradio and filter and send it to the WS audio device. And we'll need to start this up again. This also has a denoiser filter on you can mess with, which has some interesting features. Then over on Mumble, of course, we're listening on our settings on the input. We're listening to the WS audio device, as you see. This is as you can see, there's a lot of noise on the sound card already. So make sure you have amplitude checked, and these are a little bit beyond the maximum of that low noise that's coming through, so you don't want this to activate and send noise to everybody. So as you see, it's going green now, so it's activating. So let's go ahead and if you want to listen to your sidetone, this is fine from the keyer, or if you want it to hear it on your own headphones, say if you're using headphones, then you can do that because the line in jack usually is muted. And my I have a rear jack on this computer, and that's where the line in jack is. And all you have to do is mute that, and now you won't hear it anymore. And yet you can see it's sending over to Mumble. So that's your options. That's so if you want to hear your own sidetone in your headphones, or if you don't, you just mute this and you'll hear it coming from the keyer itself. So I'm going to mute that for right now because I want you to hear the difference. Okay, now test your audio always when you're making changes using the loopback test on Mumble. So I'm going to click server, apply. Now my signal is going to go into the server and come right back, and I'm going to hear it on the speakers here. And you should see it pop in here. There it is. And you can vary how hard you want the edges to be by how narrow this blue filter is. And I'll show you how to do that. You see those double arrows? You just draw it in, draw it out. Let me show you what it... So it's picking up a lot of noise there. And clean it right up. And we can even vary the pitch if you want by sliding this around. So that's basically how you use your keyer to send CW with your pedals or key over iCW, again using free software.